formerly at Kansas State, where he played for Frank Martin. Signed a 3-year deal with Miami, and he is part of the Heat, who now have a different look in the post-Dwayne Wade era, which has existed going 13 years back.
Yeah, great opportunity for someone to step up and maybe have an opportunity to fill a spot, fill a void. Even though you're never going to fill Dwayne Wade's shoes, but it creates an opportunity for someone, the all-time great Dwayne Wade, maybe the greatest athlete in Miami sports history, as you were talking about earlier. Big void he's going to fill there, but somebody has to seize this opportunity, and it may happen in Summer League.
Victor Rudd kicks it out to Magruder. Good ball movement. Rudd from downtown, a little bit strong, and Tupon with the rebound. There's Jimmer Fredette, who's coming off a great game in the Nuggets' last performance against the Memphis Grizzlies Summer League edition. And Hernan Gomez, who played in Spain Heat's offseason, in addition to Dwayne Wade, was re-signing their center. And Hassan Whiteside, largely successful because of the work that Juwan Howard put in with him.
Yeah, Whiteside's phenomenal upside still, and you see it.
Juwan Howard actually has his son as part of the Miami Heat roster.
What you're really trying to do in Summer League is you're trying to be a significant part of the team. You want to have an impact on the game, on the play, on your teammates. How many deflections did the guy get? That type of thing. So, great opportunity for a lot of guys, even though they don't score 20 a game in Summer League.
Corniel hands it off to Jimmer Fredette on the drive.
That guy you want to see score 20 a game in Summer League, because that's what he does, and he has NBA experience. Talking about Fredette,
the team that won the D-League championship this past season.
Yeah, if you're going to have any success at the NBA level as a franchise, you have to develop those fundamentals, those cornerstone type players that you can continue to evolve throughout your program over a decade's point of time, or Tim Duncan 2 decades, and then as the next guy steps in, he's not going to fill his shoes, but there's a culture.
Part of the Summer League format, the players are allowed 10 fouls, Brad Dougherty. You would love that.
Oh, man, can you imagine having 10 fouls, just hacking it up? That would have been awesome.
Getting a chop shop and
man,
go to work. A deep jumper on the way by Walker in at 2-0.
I'm telling you, Jones, I picked him out of everyone in the draft, the top 10 guys in the draft, to be the most capable of scoring right away at the NBA level. He is a mature basketball player.
I mean, it was a tough moment for our team, for our organization, but even more for the city. I mean, he spent 13 years there, 3 championships, so he means a lot to the city, not only basketball, but what he does for the community. So it was a tough hit for our team, but, we're looking forward to adding pieces and putting it all together so we can, win some games next year.
Briante Weber said, for the young guys, it's been an emotional roller.
This guy brought 3 championships to South Florida, and he has really transformed the Miami Heat, or actually the city of Miami, the whole area, into what you would consider now a basketball and not a football.
And who's going to be there? Who's going to be the mainstays? And the thing with Wade came right down to the last moment. Kind of shocked a lot of people. Caught a lot of people off there.
Nice feed by Fredette inside. Of course, the big question mark right at the top there is Chris Bosh. You figure with Chris Bosh, that's a different story in the Eastern Conference.
Absolutely.
I'm thinking they get by the Raptors.
I agree with you. I think you're correct about that. But you're right. What's going to happen with Chris? He's had an incredible career, tremendous player. And it's just there's a lot of uncertainty. He wants to play. He'd have to make some serious decisions. Yeah, I got the 2 young big guys inside. They do. They have some young basketball players. So as you see with Denver, you think it's an opportunity to change that culture that we talked about. You got us 5 years down the road. That's hard to say for NBA, NFL, because everybody wants it to happen right now. Everybody wants to be in the mix. And if you don't pay the price early, you'll never get there, Mark.
And we'll hear from Nuggets general manager Tim Connolly at some point during the broadcast tonight, during the 3rd quarter. Back out to Fredette. A Colorado resident, lives nearby in Denver. Nice feed inside to the big fella Alvin.
About speed. It used to be about strength, 20 years ago. Now it's about speed and athleticism.
Rules change?
Rules have changed. You can't use your hands. You can't chuck people as often, even though it's still a very physical game. But you used to, the mid-'80s, the '90s, you could just literally maul someone and it wasn't a foul. Now Guys are so fast, the best athletes in the world. They get better.
By Hernan Gomez.
Great. Good hands, good feet by Hernan Gomez. He does a good job of going to that goal, too. Doesn't fade away.
His brother just signing with the New York Knicks recently. Also played over in Spain. Tough pass inside, never made it to Jankovic. And Tupon fouled in the open court by Rudd. Well,
you're right. Maybe the point guard thing is not the ideal situation for him. I think he's a scorer.
Basketball becoming much more positionless.
Yes, it
in
is.
This day and age.
That is true.
And when you got talent like Murray, you'll be on the floor regardless. Fredette can still score it. Jimmer Fredette with that esteemed career at BYU. Initial first-round pick of the Sacramento Kings. Never quite found a role and a home there. And has bounced around to New Orleans.
Quickness that you like to see from an on-ball defender. Slipping over, coming back, stealing the basketball in an inverted pass.
A lot of his success, he says, to playing for Coach Martin. Here's Fredette from deep. Saw a lot of that at BYU. This one didn't go down, though. Now back the other way. It's a 2-on-1. Horton with the slam for the Heat here in Summer League.
Yeah, that's a great point. Yeah, we want to see. You want to see which guys have big motors. You want to see who plays hard, can play through the foul, can play through the situation, and be aggressive and continue to be effective.
Final 5 seconds. Murray out top on the switch. But a larger defender didn't drive by him, took the jumper, settled for the shot, and that's going to be the end of the first half of. Murray to inbound. Tupon. Jimmer with the floater a little bit strong. Tupon with the tip. Actually, it was Corniel couldn't get it to go. And here's Briante amongst them. John Wall, another one. Damian Lillard.
Big names in the game of pro basketball right there.
This is
where
where it all starts.
Start. That's right.
Briante Weber rising up. And there's the part of the game that Eric Spoelstra tells me that he's looking to improve upon. Weber great defensively as Fredette gets the backdoor layup. Weber great defensively, but his offense needing a little bit of work, and he's with the right staff because it was Eric Spoelstra that was largely responsible for turning Dwayne Wade into the offensive player that he became.
Weber's got the speed.
Hernan Gomez. Weber looking for the blow-by.
Can't pass in the traffic like that.
It's a tough pass, never got there. Murray back the other way. Fredette. Corniel misfiring. And one and done at the offensive end for the Nuggets. Magruder steps back behind the three-point line. Rimmed out. Great effort on the tip by Rudd, but he couldn't get it to catch. Hernan Gomez over to Jimmer. A deep three.
Wow.
That's what he does. Wet on the jumper. Jimmer Fredette.
Steph Curry-ish. That's his zone out there. That's his range out there shooting that 35-foot jump shot.
Jimmer had 26 against Memphis in their last game. You guys have a little bit of a logjam up front with Jokic and Nurkic and Fareed. How do you guys shape up front on the front line, and what decisions lie ahead there for you?
That's up to coach.
That youth will bite you at times.
No doubt. It's Coach Malone doesn't have a lot of hair. He has even less. You give him a 19-year-old point guard, a 20-year-old two guard, a 21-year-old center. What's neat, I think, is the youth is augmented by some guys in their prime. We thought Gallinari was playing at all-star level last year. Wilson Chandler's fully healthy. He'll be a big boost with his versatility. Kenneth, we were able to re-sign Darrell Arthur. I think is losing an absolute legend and just I think the best power forward of all time.
Yeah, that's what we voted earlier, and that's the way I had him as the best power forward of all time. So, Tim, as you look at the summer league, and I know Coach makes a lot of the decisions going forward from here, but what are you looking for out of your guys? What do you want to see when you're watching a summer league game with your team?
You know, two areas that we weren't good at last year is defending the ball and making shots. So I think there's been a real emphasis on bringing guys in that can do one or both of those things. Certainly, we want guys that kind of embody Coach Malone's approach. He's a hard-nosed, competitive guy. We want to play with pace. And it's a great chance to see some of these guys that might not have been drafted or played overseas and see them in an NBA setting. I mean, every year there's guys that fall through the cracks and turn into big-time NBA players.
Hey, a named guy that's out here doing a little bit of work and did some work for you yesterday. Jimmer Fredette, who has a history of providing something that you guys are looking for right now, someone to space the floor. Where does he fit in? Does he have a legitimate shot here to make the roster?
Jimmer's been fantastic. He's actually lives in Denver in the offseason, so trains with our guys quite a bit. I think Jimmer sees the right opportunity. He's one of the best shooters in the world. I think it's environment as much as skill set. He just needs that opportunity to play through mistakes and make shots. He's been great for us, and it's fun watching him go to work in one of his old Mountain West gym.
He knows the rims in this area, right?
Sure does, yeah.
Gesture by the organization a couple of days ago in honor of Dwayne Wade and his 13 years of service on the team. Italy.
Yeah, and like
Jameer Nelson.
Yeah, they've got some talented guys. There's no doubt about it, guys. And you just wonder, though, the emphasis is on getting to the playoffs and being successful. So what steps are you going to take to do that? How do you get there from last year?
Bodies everywhere.
Manage him throughout the season to get to maximize his effort and get everything they wanted out of him. So he ended up going to the bench or coming off the bench, and it worked out perfectly until they got deep into the playoffs, and he started a couple of games. But I think Eric's done a great job. Great coach, didn't get enough credit.
Jimmer from downtown knocks down the 3 ball. It's a 2-point game with 50.7 to go in the third quarter. You know, that's one thing that Miami actually lacked a little bit of last year. Most of the season was
basketball as well. He can make some shots. He's got a good-looking shot. So two young men right there that could add a lot to this basketball team, shooting it wise.
Yeah, Miami is 12 of 24, Brett. Not expected on the sidelines.
Come out and check out some of the talent participating, see what he's got to work with.
I'm hoping that he hands off the clipboard to Hall of Famer Nancy Lieber.
That would be outstanding.
See Nancy press some buttons there on the sidelines.
Exactly. Nancy get after it.
That's great work.